Greetings, traveler.
Alright, so again, a little bit of recap. My wrists have been bothering me the last week or so. I just need to rest, and probably I'm gonna be fine soon. Because of that, I'm gonna be analyzing. In this case, it's gonna be XQN. So we're gonna dive into his game and try to figure out why he's making the decisions he's making and learn from that. So it's a dragon mech lobby. So in a mech dragon lobby, the ability to do some token stuff is really powerful, because if the opponents are going to rely on high damage divine shield minions, then having tokens is pretty good. Speed past that. So just picking a death rattle for the fish makes a lot of sense. It's funny, the dragon is actually a pretty good minion into the 1/1s, but it's just too much. Right, because the dragon technically just heals, right? So it doesn't take damage when it hits a 1/1. Alright, not much here. We're just going up. That's not surprising at all. He could technically buy the pair, but then next turn he doesn't have a gold to work with, so it doesn't really make sense. No board for Phelan. I guess Phelan just saw what N'Zoth had and said, yeah, I'll probably take more damage if I play a card, so no thank you. Oh, this one is interesting because we have the careful investment here. I'm guessing it takes the shield and the money. Yeah, there's not that much reason to do other stuff. Alright, freezes here because he has the 1/4 and the 2/1 in the shop. He's gonna buff the attack and then have more token value, which makes sense because the taunt will protect his fish and the buff will make the fish even stronger. He still has to lead with the death rattle because he wants to make sure it's going to be in the fish. Alright, this is gonna be a tie because we attack. If the opponent had attacked, the dragon would actually heal out of range, so that's nice. Oh, right. Never mind. I forgot he played Careful Investment, so he just freezes for the Death Swarmer because he has 3 gold, right? So he just needs to buy a good minion. That makes a lot of sense. Whoops. You can see, this is my first game of the morning. But that makes a lot of sense that he wouldn't bother keeping the... you know, staying on Tavern Tier 2 for a 2/1. Alright, so easy fight here. You know, these early things. Like, really what we're interested in is sort of how he's going to change his mind based on the shops he sees. Because really, I would say the most interesting things to learn from is when these players go to Tier 4, when they go to Tier 5, what they buy on 3, if anything at all. Alright, so he's going to use the Grave Robber to potentially open up a triple and just get more stuff on the board, right? So now he has the... Oh, he's gonna still try to level, it seems. Okay. So the upside of playing the Grave Robber is that if we rewind here, he essentially goes from having a 2/4 to having a 4/4. That's it, right? Because this is the board state, he has the 2/4, and then he goes in with the double cell to be able to tier, which makes sense, right? So it is interesting that it's not good enough to stay on 3, but that is not really surprising. This meta has been really all about going to Tier 4 early and finding really strong cards such as Chimera. In this particular lobby, right, a lot of people would want to be on 4 for dragons, but I don't think XQ1 is going to be that interested in dragons given that he's got the N'Zoth setup, so probably going to lean more into the anti-shield setup than rather a shield setup for himself. Alright. We'll go ahead and take the tie here. It actually wins, right? Yeah, because that thing does not come back with damage. Yeah, so pretty smooth game so far. Went for a fast 4 and is not taking damage. Right, I guess we start with Discover a Death Rattle here because both the Mech Horse... Oh, the Nightbane's fantastic. The Raptor's also strong. I'm actually curious. It feels like Nightbane, just because he's got... like the shield on the board, and honestly this is just by the 6/2 and the Mech Horse, right? I'd be quite surprised if he starts rolling here, but that's, I mean, it's, in my opinion, it's pretty unreasonable to roll for better, but I'm all for watching XQN do something that I wouldn't do, because then there's an opportunity to learn. All right, but nothing too crazy. We're not rewriting the rules of the game just yet. That's one of the best feelings if you go to Tier 4 fast, where you open your shop and it's actually 3 things you want. All right, so if we went first, there was a small chance we could reborn the Nightbane, which would have been kind of cool. On the other hand, reborning Nightbane at this stage of the game probably just doesn't matter. there's just not enough health on the opponent's side of the board, so it's probably just better to reborn the token here. So even though the fish died pretty early here, this is still going to be a pretty easy fight. And that's because his board is just fantastic. Just lots and lots of synergy. Just level in the money. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because he's still on 45 health, right? Yeah, 45 health. Ooh, double Sindore, but there's no real reborns yet. Alright, don't hit the fish. Cool. Ah! That is a bit annoying, because if the mech horse went in the fish, like, he's so much stronger. But yeah, this looks okay-ish. If we can kill that Poet and the Tempest, that's a lot of damage gone. Yeah, Poet's still alive. That's still a lot of damage. Alright, takes the 14. Yeah, if the fish just got sniped too early. But that's what you get with Wind Fury. So let's see what XQN is willing to settle for right now. I don't assume it's straight to 6, but XQN is one of the players that I used to watch to learn the game, really. I mean, I still do, but when I was really just learning the game, and he was always the one that surprised me with how fast he went to 6, so I never ruled that out. So maybe looking at the Zarina here, thinking, is there any way I go into a more... Yeah, is there any way I go into a more shield build, because I have this Nightbane that deals extra damage, and then I can start buying shields and buff them up. It doesn't feel like it really fits right now, but he does need to buy something, right? So it is a bad feeling to keep rolling for exactly the cards you want, and I wouldn't even exactly know what he would want, right? Okay, so he's gonna go in here then with the one roll. That's not a bad shop at all. Damn. Oh, he wants a shield, I guess. Okay, so I looked at it and I said, oh, there's a Nightbane, right? But I guess if he's going to rely on the shield buffs, the Nightbane doesn't make that much sense. Sure. So my idea was like, oh yeah, we can get the Nightbane pair, but I guess XQN is looking to transition into more a shield-heavy build, and then there's no real way to shield Nightbane, so the Nightbane's not going to get extra damage. So that's kind of funny. It's like, oh, that's not a bad shop. He's like, I disagree. Let's roll. Wrong. Okay. Yeah, and we can see here that, you know, in a mech dragon lobby, the chance that you're going up against some high damage divine shields is very high. And even though the N'Zoth is typically sort of the counter shield build, we do see that even N'Zoth, right, even XQN does have some high damage divine shields. So it's just very, very good in this meta. All right. Yeah, the Pharynx still being alive is nice, but unfortunately there's no real good shield targets other than itself. So it's not really going to matter. We're definitely losing here. Still not in one-shot range. Still has his 15 plus health. And there's a ghost, and yeah. For those of you who don't know, there is this weird bug where a lot of the time the highest MMR player will get the ghost whenever he's able to get the ghost. And the way how it works with solo queue, I believe, is that when... Oh, we do see it going to 6 here. When the highest MMR player queues, he probably starts to make his own lobby, right? Because he's probably not going to be filled into someone else's lobby, because most people that are queuing are going to be pretty low MMR compared to someone like XQN who's 15k. So that is something that is a little ridiculous right now. So it's an advantage for a really, really high MMR player. He can sort of plan to get the ghost. He's like, okay, there's a chance for me to get the ghost, I'm gonna get it. So I hope they do something about that soon, because that's a pretty subtle bug. It took them quite a while to really test it, but they tested it over and over again, and they got like a 100% hit rate over the course of an hour. So it seems pretty accurate. So we'll see what he wants to do on 6. Now, I wonder if that ghost thing is part of his strategy where he wouldn't have really... Well, I guess he just saw that there was a ghost and then went up, right? It's not like he giga planned for it. Okay. So finds the Goldren, finds the Reborn. So looks like the shield stuff was really just a bit of a, well, if I don't find anything else, at least I'll have some high damage Divine Shield. That was probably the most important turn for me to see, because I don't think as N'Zoth I would have ever picked that up. I think I would have just donkey rolled for N'Zoth stuff, and then I wouldn't have even been able to clearly define what N'Zoth stuff would have been. So that is that's a good thing to see, that even on something like an N'Zoth, he's willing to say, I'll just have some high damage Divine Shield, because it makes sense. Okay, so he's switching out of that right now, because he found the Reborn Goldren. The Reborn Goldren makes it much more likely that the Raptor's going to be doing better than the Shields. Is that a new thing, or have we discovered it now? So there's always been this conspiracy theory about the Ghost, where if you drop down in the bottom 3 and you don't get the Ghost immediately, I've always felt like there was a really low chance for you to get it. And if this bug has been there since forever, then that would make sense, because if you're in the bottom 3 and you're not the lobby leader, so you're not the highest MMR player, or, you know, however the lobby fills, and the other guy is still there, then he'll get it again whenever he's eligible, which is, you have 2 turns cooldown. So that is possible that it's been there since forever, because players have always had this feeling, we're like, yeah man, if I go into the bottom 3 and I don't get the Ghost, I'm kind of never getting it. And that would make sense if the bug has been there for a longer... Ooh, zap on the fish, that sucks. If the bug has been there for a longer time, then like, I would not be surprised at all, because maybe it works that way, where it's the lobby leader and then the second and then the third. So let's say the first and the second player that were in the lobby are in the bottom 3, then you're probably not gonna get it, right? If you're lower on that ranking. Anyways, now it's starting to get a little bit... This I'm not sure about at all. The other thing is pretty... The other thing they tested pretty well. So there's a really high chance that the highest MMR player in the lobby is going to be the lobby creator, right? So the first person that was in the lobby when it was being made. Because they tested this in private lobbies, right? But I'm assuming that when a lobby gets filled, it's a similar mechanic. Because the whole reason they tested it was because Jeef and XQN, they were just talking about, I always get the Ghost. Like, if I can get it, I always get it. So, which is fair, right? That they didn't just shut up about it and be like, don't let them fix it. So that's good that they're like, hey, this is probably bugged, guys. Because that obviously works into their advantage right now. It's easier to grind higher ranks if they have sort of the Ghost on command ability. All right. So we got the Titus and Macaw. So this looks like it's going to be sort of your bread and butter regular Goldren comp. I wonder if we buy that taunt. It seems I would buy that, the 8-4 taunt in the shop, because the worst feeling is when you're... And it also allows him to get out of Nightbane, right? Okay, I just want to see here what... Because clearly it's not an easy decision for him. Right, he's going to end up buying it. But sells out of the... Ooh, he's looking at Eyes. Eyes would make sense, because he has a Macaw in his hand. He can make a golden Macaw. He can make a golden fish. Pharynx is not in the... Yeah, he's going to make golden fish or Macaw, right? Looks like he's leaning Macaw here. Let's speed ahead a little bit. Actually, no, he still is going to sell this, right? This hurts so much, but actually it's so good to see this, because he's burning. This is like the worst possible freeze feeling. He's actually going to taunt the Pharynx, but that makes sense. He's not really worried about Pharynx value right now. He's worried about getting Macaw Goldren value and fish value. So the fact that he's freezing with 2 gold in the bank really gives you that confirmation that he's very, very interested in that minion. Oh, we seem to be having a little spike here, but I wonder if that's just on XQN's fault. I guess so. Just a little bit of a hiccup there. So freezing with 2 gold in the bank, that's such an awful feeling, because that's the worst possible freeze. Well, I guess when a spell costs 6, you could technically have 5 gold in the bank and freeze. But because minions cost 3 and we've only recently had spells, that's sort of your stereotypical worst case freeze. Man, this is really destroying people. What the hell? Yeah, the Phelan is like, what? I'm losing to what now? I'm losing to beasts? What? Excuse me? Alright, but yeah, in a mech Dragon lobby, right? It is a nice thing to do. There's a lot of counter potential. I'm assuming we're gonna buy the eyes because we just spent the 2 gold freezing. Yep. I guess he's just trying to figure out where is it going. Do we buy to generate a death rattle here? We don't. No. Which means we're probably not gonna buy anything this turn, because I don't think we're selling anything from this shop. So yeah, he's just doing the math here. So if he goldens the fish, he gets twice the death rattle value. If he goldens the macaw, he gets twice the goldren value. So goldening macaw is probably a bit safer because that'll pretty much always go off and it'll get double the goldren value. Goldening the fish means that if you have more death rattles, you copy that, right? So he'll get twice the raptor value, which also really adds up. Twice the mech horse value probably doesn't matter as much unless Titus has died, because there's just not as many slots on the board available. And looks like he's gonna opt to have the fish in front of the horse anyway. Let's see. All right, it's gonna keep the fish in front of the horse, so just wants to get the goldren value. Oh, right, of course. Of course, the goldren now goes in front of the macaw. Of course! Oh, no, that makes way more sense. No, I like this a lot more now. Right. I mean, why would you not, right? So by putting the goldren behind the macaw, the goldren in front of the macaw, the goldren dies twice, then goes into the fish 4 times, I believe, right? Golden fish is times 2. So that's 4 goldrens in the fish with Titus, and then the macaw. Oh man, yeah, that's way better. Wow, okay. That's a huge N'Zoth buff, huh? You can just make a golden fish like that. Wow, okay. I might have to look at N'Zoth a little different right now in a beast lobby, because that's good. Like, damn, that's a lot of goldren value he's getting. Wow, okay. Nice. Is he not gonna buy it? Okay, I was like, what is there that... Oh, yeah. Now he gets weird. He can sell that shield taunt, but that's the thing that's... Like, he really wants this goldren to die twice, and then for the macaw to still be able to attack. So the divine shield taunt is doing a lot of work right now. He really wants to be as safe as possible, so... Is this gonna be another just float 2 and freeze because he doesn't want to sell? Or do we just disrespect the ghost? Yeah, he's really fiddling around with the positioning, trying to figure out how do I get this goldren and not lose to the ghost? Because even if he wins against the ghost, he still, if he sells his divine shield taunt now, he won't have it for next fight. I'm just gonna skip ahead a bit and see if he buys it. All right, so we did sell out of the Pharynx. Okay. So he is just going to go in and say, I'm gonna go second by holding a card, which means you go first, which means my minions spawn, and then my goldren attacks. That makes sense. Yeah, this is obviously the downside of no taunt. The Titus got wrecked straight away. I wonder how he's gonna solve that for the next fight. Like, if he's gonna add more taunts, and if so, what is he gonna taunt? Oh, getting 2 bulls? Whoa, dude, Raptor is so insane. Like, yeah, it's better to get death rattle stuff, but still, the bull and then it grows because of goldren, that's nice. Alright, so opted to sell the Pharynx to not bleed 2 gold again. Well, technically 3 golds, because he loses 2 gold and then also a gold from the roll, because he doesn't get a free reroll. I'm assuming we're just going to buy pants and run double goldren for an extra taunt, and just hold the macaw until we triple. He's thinking about the gold shell a little bit now to see if he can play around an opponent trying to do something like, you know, golden blaster, Titus stuff, just blow up the board. If he gets a little bit of health on these guys, it becomes less... Ooh, okay. Considering the module, which would give him a divine shield taunt. Yeah, okay. That makes so much sense. See, that's the problem solved. Now he has a divine shield taunt. New hero power, I'm guessing? Yeah. Spell, but yuck. Okay, he made a gold. He can make taunts as well. I guess he's thinking, do I ever want taunt? He's got pants though. He wants the taunts. Okay. Sure. Why not? It's like, it's not like he's gonna use that Drakaseth gold for anything, and now he just has taunts on demand. So is he now considering getting rid of the Raptor to run both macaws? Because I think if I would be playing, I would probably just commit one Goldrinn and hold the macaw, and then just have another taunt. Oh, okay, so this is the greedier version, where he's essentially assuming that he has enough time to go for double macaw value. So the reason why I go for the double Goldrinn, and that obviously doesn't mean it's correct. Oh, he's not going to freeze the Titus. Okay. I go for the double Goldrinn because then you can taunt it, and you have more taunt, you have more stability. But essentially XUN says, hey, if I have a taunted Divine Shield mech horse, I can have both the macaws trigger on the fish, which now has... Oh, it didn't work now because the Goldrinn didn't die. But still, the idea was that the macaw yields way more value than the extra Goldrinn, but only if you don't get sniped, right? So that's the thing. It's a little riskier, but you know, with the Divine Shield taunt, it's not as bad at all. And here we can really see why that N'Zoth in a mech plus beast lobby is such a nice call. The opponent is running a really, really nice dragon comp, but that does not do well against tokens. The mech horse doesn't care if you have 200 damage or 2000 damage. The mech horse just does not care. The mech horse only cares like, okay, can you cleave? Can you snipe? If you can't, then we're going to just have more tokens than you have health. It's really about the health on the opponent. If the opponent doesn't have a lot of health, then it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I used Lesser here. Oh, hits the macaw on the last gold. Oh, that's so juicy. That's so juicy. Now he can play a taunted Goldrinn as well. Oh, that's so good. Oh, chat. It's coming together. It's coming together. He's thinking, do I get overconfidence here? The opponent is dying, though. Oh, he's trying to sell the Raptor, the Hummingbird, and the Bull for another mech horse. And then just taunt the other Goldrinn. That's, I guess, what he's thinking about. That's not bad. Mech horse is way better than Raptor, but he doesn't really have the board space. It's obviously not a clear slam dunk play yet, right? Okay. It's gonna put the horse behind the Titus. I mean, I don't think it really matters too much. Seeing as he's not gonna have enough board space, that fish is gonna have so much. It's just a little interesting. Is there any cleave danger? I don't think so. I'm also not entirely sure why that horse is... Like, technically this Titus could just be all the way back, right? Because right now the tokens are gonna spawn... remove Reborn. Okay. So this is worse for us. Yeah. Ew. Stop it. It doesn't matter though, that's the fun part. Because he's had so many procs and he has all these horses, he's just not in trouble at all. This is one of the worst fights I think he could get, right? And like, he's at the... Yeah, he's just gonna kill him. Because the guys in the back still have their death rattle. Wow. GG. That's a cute trick. The eyes on the fish. Because a golden fish, man, that's... If you can get, like, if you can get a reborn Goldrinn, that's a lot of Goldrinn procs in that golden fish.